What's going on, Jeromes? Happy Tuesday out there, everyone, everywhere. Daily Jeromes live stream, talking Vikings, talking draft, talking free agency, talking all the good stuff. Thank you very much for coming along. Make us part of your day. 11 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday. All right, so a lot of cumin. I wonder about what? Brandon Swenson, did Gladney have character concerns before we drafted him? Not overtly that I could recall. Now, they did point out Albert Breer, Monday Morning Quarterback, had a piece about there was some concerns about failed drug tests, except not on the level of that. So, Master Mike 117. Here's a cornerback room missing a critical piece now, or we still find a quarterback. I think they're relatively fine because I believe in Harrison Hand, 38 special. Cameron Tidy Dantzler is obviously a stud. Patrick Peterson, if they can just get a little bit of something left out of the rest of his career, as well as Mac Alexander is damn solid in the slot. So I think they're relatively okay. Maybe they'll get something out of Mike Hughes. Maybe they'll get something out of Chris Boyd. We'll see. Viking Jerome. Who's the best kickoff and punt return specialist in the draft? Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney, throw in Jalen Darden in there as well, but Kadarius Toney is he's just a monster, man. And not only is he a great receiver, gadget type player, but he's probably one of the better return men to come out in the draft in a long time. Next up, Shamar Middleton. Do you remember if you were high on Ezra Cleveland coming out of the draft last year? Yes, extremely high. I advocated the Vikings taking Ezra at 25, where they went if they went wide receiver at 22. I mean, just take Ezra Cleveland at 25. I was fully in on him. Spartus. That might be wishful thinking, but does the league award compensatory picks for guys whose careers are ended due to criminal circumstances? No, absolutely not. No, why would that? Manny Flisick. What do you think of Jets-Panthers trade? I thought the Jets got good value, considering that everyone knew that they were going to trade Darnold. So they got a 6 and a future 2 and a 4, or a 4 and a future 2 and a 6. One of the two. Either way, they got a future second. So that's good to go there. And I think Darnold could really succeed with the Panthers. You got Joe Brady. He's reunited with Robbie Anderson. So I think that he does have a chance in Carolina. Jets obviously get some more draft capital, which is good. Patrick Harms. Darisaw, Cleveland, Bradbury, Hinton, O'Neal is the week 1 starting lineup. You're hearing it here first. Darisaw, Cleveland. I mean, yeah, I'd be okay with that. Manny Flisick. What corners would you accept drafting at 14? I would be cool with J.C. Horn, Caleb Farley, as long as the medical team takes a look at that back. Surtain, of course. Greg Newsom's a little bit high at 14, but he's a damn good player, man. He really is. Miles. I'm stoked that we have Mac Alexander back. That should give him more money. Our cornerback room is still very strong. Yeah, it's still very strong. You're good to go there. Fortuitous timing of re-signing a Mac. Oh, this Zoom. Bruce Robson Jr. If we trade down later in the draft, round 1, would you take Wyatt Davis? If you're not going to get him anywhere else, yes. And we're talking like low 20s, early 30s. Well, yeah, early 30s, yes. Connor McMullen. Would the rest of the draft matter if we landed AVT and Dickerson? Not really. The rest of it's gravy. Just go BPA. Your offensive line is going to be good to go. Miles. Bold prediction, Daniil Hunter is Defensive Player of the Year. Justin Jefferson's Offensive Player of the Year. Woo! And then MVP is Justin Herbert. Travis Murphy. Reports of Jeff Gladney could be the end of his career, or at the very least released by the Vikings. Cornerback of the future is now in need, but where do we draft his replacement if he is convicted? I think they would take a look in the first round, but like we outlined, there's some really talented late day 2, early day 3 quarterbacks as well. And since the Vikings have so many damn picks that could be in the market there. Rodrigo Campos. Does cornerback turn into a priority for the Vikings? I don't think it turns into a need, but if a guy like Horn or Farley or Surtain is there, you do have to strongly consider it. Mike's videos. If the Vikings don't make the playoffs, let's say 1 game short, everyone gets fired. Yeah, I think this is Super Bowl or bust type team. I think they're all in 2021. If they don't even get close, yeah, everyone's been fired. Let's say you could pick 1 NBA and 1 MLB player to football for the Vikings. Who would you pick? NBA, I feel like Zion Williamson would be a hell of a tight end. Also, I thought that like Russell Westbrook just has a football player's mentality. Him as where'd you play him? Like an outside linebacker or a wide receiver. Yeah. And then I've always said that Mike Trout would make a hell of a safety. Range, he's got size. Probably hit like a ton of bricks. Probably played some great backyard ball in Jersey. Ted Schiffen. Except he's Eagles fan, so screw him. Ted Schiffen. Ursma Jr. still seems like that dude, only 22 years old. What does he need to do to take another step forward? Gotta stay healthy. And he's got to develop a little bit more of a rapport with Kirk Cousins, where they got on the same page at times last year, but if they want to make it more consistent, yeah, I think that Irv certainly has a chance to be a top 5 tight end in this league. After today's trades, do you think the first 4 picks are almost guaranteed quarterbacks now? Yes. Yeah, I think either the Falcons take a QB at 4 or a team will trade up and take a quarterback. So, yeah, I think the Bengals sitting at 5 are just good to go, man. It's like you have your quarterback, and now you get your choice of any player who's not a quarterback. Hashtag blessed. Stanley Morris. Which Viking is eating a whole order of triple atomic hot wings without breaking a sweat? 100% not Kirk Cousins. Well, Michael Pierce is the obvious answer. I feel like something sneaky would go on. Like, I feel like Chad Beebe might be like a gringo bandito. Like a full-on just absorbs hot sauce. Like, no factor. I bet you Dalvin Tomlinson can get after it as well. Dalvin on his Instagram had a plate. He had some really good looking chicken wings that looked like. It's like, yeah, getting after it. I can see Gronklin. Yeah, I can see Gronklin going with the Heat. Who else? That's probably about it. Cody Sandstrom. If he was still here, Ben Gedeon. Yes. I'm up pretty late. I've seen some recent news on the Panthers may want to move Teddy B or a pay cut. Would you like to see him better? If he's cheap and you don't have to trade for him, yes. So if the Panthers just cut him and eat his contract, if he wants to come here and be a backup for $4 million, yes. Go ahead. Woo. We can dream. Next up, Patrick Harms. Here's a fun stat. Sam Darnold is the 6th consecutive first pick that the Jets have traded. That's depressing. Hold on. VFR Jets draft. Oh, so that means that they're going to move Quinnen Williams next. I'll take Quinnen Williams, man. Oh yeah, they took Jack Kapolai too. Hey, if they want to part ways with Chuma Adaga, I'm in, man. I really liked him coming out of USC. So they traded Darnold. They traded Jamal Adams to the Seahawks. Did they cut or trade Darren Lee? Let's take a look. I know they got rid of him. They trade him to the Chiefs? Apparently. Next up. So they traded Leonard Williams to the G-Men. Calvin Pryor, did they just cut or did they trade? Jacksonville? Yeah. That's a rough go of it, man. Plus, this is stretching. Yeah, D. Milner was a bust too. This is stretching over several GMs. Like, this is John Idzik. This is Mike McCagnon. This is Joe Douglas, a.k.a. White Suge Knight. That's depressing, man. I understand we complain about Spielman, but, I mean, it can get really bad out there. Travis Murphy, with Sam Darnold going to the Panthers and the 49ers earlier this offseason trading up, I think that changes the draft completely. Should the Vikings trade up to 8 with the Panthers? Maybe. If you're looking for quarterbacks, you're going to be SOL. I'm not even sure if Mac Jones gets to 8. But if you're looking for Penei Sewell, yes. Yes. Or potentially Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase, yes. Miles, minus a head injury, Jalen Phillips should be a game-changing defensive end, right? Yes. He should be, but you can't discount those injuries. Especially concussions are extremely worrisome. Right, but a highly productive player at UCLA, had a phenomenal year last year at Miami in place of Rousseau. So you're betting on traits. It's a bit of a gamble. But if you need a player that is going to be rock solid, like I think that Kwity Paye is a safer pick than Phillips. I actually think that Paye has the highest floor of all the potential first-round edge rushers. Yeah, and he does have extremely high ceiling as well because of the physical prowess. Eric Anderson. Why hasn't Josh Klein been picked up by anyone? It's a good-looking question. Maybe he's just waiting, chilling, watching. Oakview. Would you be upset the Vikings passed on Fields falling to 14? I like Justin Fields. I'm not in love with him. Like, you see all the upside, but the accuracy under duress, the pocket awareness, that is concerning. Like, it is, the pocket awareness is not on the level of a Trey Lance, of a Zach Wilson, and not Trevor Lawrence either. So I think that could ultimately be his downfall, where certainly could improve on it. But if he goes to a team that does not have a dynamite offensive line, I think that he could struggle early, and I think it could snowball on him. Ryan Topper, Sean Wade in the third, a good pickup? No. I'm completely out on Sean Wade, man. I mean, his 2020 tape was just booty. Like, I think that he'll be a competent slot cornerback, but if they ever try him outside, it's not going to work. Mano Giscus, if Darisaw, Smith, Parsons, ABT, payout all on board, who are you taking? In order, I'm going Darisaw, Devontae, Parsons, pay ABT. Lazy L. Will the Vikings now draft a quarterback at 14? If the right one's there. I don't think you just force a pick. I don't think you take Aaron Robinson or Elijah Molden at 14 just to take one. Or Asante Samuel. I don't see that. Landon Miller. Least favorite chore you have to do. I actually don't mind chores. Especially in Minnesota where we get like 3 months of good weather. When you're outside. Uh-oh. Camera failed. Enhance. I don't know what's going on. So the battery pack that we use, it's a adapter that plugs into AC power, so we don't have to worry about batteries, but it's been going lately. Anyway, least favorite chore? I really have one. Like, enjoy mowing lawn, enjoy doing yard work, enjoy doing DIY stuff, enjoy cleaning and sorting. I guess you could say laundry, except the wife really enjoys doing laundry, so she gets these custom cleaning products from, God, what's the company called? I don't know, some company out of California, but some high-end stuff. And trust me, I see the bill. So I guess laundry, except I don't do laundry that often. 2, if all the coaches and GMs in the league were put on a team, who would start where and who would dominate? Andy Reid would have to be on the offensive line, right? Because that's what he played at BYU. Or did he play tight end? It's one of the two. Quarterback would have to be Bruce Arians. Even though he's old, Bruce Arians still has the single-season rushing touchdown record for Virginia Tech quarterbacks. Fun fact. Even more than Michael Vick, more than Marcus Vick, more than Tyrod Taylor, more than Logan Thomas. How crazy is that? See who else here. It's funny that a lot of the head coaches around the league, like, no one was like a star, but several guys played in the league back in the day. See, Zimmer would be the linebacker quarterback like he was at Illinois State. Tomlin would play DB like he did back at William and Mary. See, Harbaugh, I'm sure, played something. Sean McVay probably played JV. Sean Payton was a scab quarterback in '87, and he played at Eastern Illinois before Tony Romo. It's one of the reasons why the Cowboys got Tony Romo, because Sean Payton was the OC at that time. 12-year-old boy would be Waterboy. Pete Carroll, I believe, played defensive back in the day, except he's like 70, so that's whatever. Cliff Kingsbury. Oh, Cliff Kingsbury would be the quarterback. Yeah, that makes sense. He's relatively youngest and probably was the most recent play in the league. Let's see who else. Oh, Matt Nagy? No. I think Matt Nagy played in the Arena League. Doug Peterson was Favre's backup back in the day, so he can be backup quarterback. Joe Judge. I don't know if Joe Judge played. I don't know. Yeah. Nick Sirianni. I still don't know who the hell he is, so I'm going to pass on him. Mike McCarthy. Mark McCarthy's going to play right field. That's a position where you put the bad kid. Vrabel's obviously linebacker. David Culley is going to be, I don't know, just the old guy you put out there. Urban Meyer is going to be the guy, I don't know. What position is the least heart attacky? That's where you need to put Urban Meyer. Matt Rule, I believe Matt Rule played defensive line. Stefanski played DB at Penn, so he'll play safety. Tomlin we covered. Harbaugh we covered. Yeah, who cares about the rest? Abi Asuji. Why do you call us Jeromes? Why not? Oh, Belichick played center at Wesleyan. I don't know why I know that. So he plays center. Why do you call us Jeromes? Because I can. It's a long backstory. We won't get into it. Ted Shiffin. Of the current group, who would you say has the best chance of starting next year? Udo, Hill, Hinton, Samia, Dozier. From the coaching staff perspective, probably Rashad Hill and Dakota Dozier. From my perspective, I would go with Udo or Hinton, betting on upside. Let us know where we're watching from. We'll give a couple shout-outs. Hans Meyer, what do you think about TJ Vasher and Deontay Brown? Deontay Brown's interesting in terms of a guy who could go fourth, fifth round. He's got the size, got the anchor, doesn't have great movement skills. They did work with him at center during the Senior Bowl, but I mean, not a one-for-one fit for what the Vikings have been trying to do up front, but I think he's a solid player. TJ Vasher. A lot of people mention TJ Vasher because he's got the size of Kyle Pitts, doesn't quite have the movement skills. I'm just sort of whatever. Jake Grasky. O-line is desperately needed, and yet what are the chances we go corner 14? 25%. I think it's unfortunate. I think very high unfortunate. Well, why unfortunately? Like, what would be so wrong about getting Caleb Farley or Surtain or J.C. Horn? Those dudes are bad mother. Like, we're not going to reach and take Inofanu or Asante Samuel at 14. Now, hopefully not. Aiden Herbert. Do the Vikings select corner in first? Should have vetted these. I don't know. Varen Valerie. Did you see the Rodgers versus Cousins graphic? Packers fans can stay mad. Yeah, it was CBS Sports put it out. It was like the quarterbacks who have had a quarterback rating and blah, 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 blah. It's just Rodgers and Cousins. So it's whatever. Sharon Shemula. What do you think the Ravens are asking for Orlando Brown? I think they're asking for a first. They'll settle for a second, but they're trying to just get someone to take it. Hunter Williams, score from Savage. Thanks for the best content. Thank you. Are you mad about Jeff Gladney? Will they get a return for him? They won't get a return. I think they'll just eventually cut him. And, yeah, it's just extremely unfortunate that, there's no excuse. Yeah. Chris Danny Hansen. If you could pick a former Vikings player to be a current Vikings position coach, who would you pick? I would take Randall McDaniel as offensive line coach. I heard that was a April Fool's joke, but nah. Yeah. So either McDaniel or Sully or Burke as offensive line coach, or Hutch, someone. Christine Hansen, how does the Darnold trade affect the draft? Well, I think that eliminates the Panthers from moving up and taking a quarterback, except I think that was relatively nil because the Niners just absolutely overturned the board. A couple shout-outs. A. Woods TV, Skull from Lafayette, Louisiana. What's up? Mark Sonberg, Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Purple Rain, Wausau, Wisconsin. Hayden, St. Louis Park. Daniel Bernardo, San Jose. Patrick Harms, Cedar Rapids. Ira Coffin, Fayetteville. Burger Ravs, 23, Carpentersville, Illinois. Tommy Johnson, Skull from Omaha. Chad Woyan, Salina, Kansas. Jabrisky, Trempolo, what's up? Mike Benham, Grand Rapids. Marie Connie Finaday, Vigarla, Skull from St. Cloud. Westworld, Skull from Johnson City, Tennessee. And again, Old Crow Medicine Show, what up? Tyler W, Skull from Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene's beautiful, man. It's one of the best kept secrets. We got to stop talking about it. Lusick, 1469, Grand Rapids. We've got Memphis. We got Mankato State. We got Ireland. We got Mar-a-Lago. What's up? Bakersfield. What up? Burlington, Iowa. Love your coat factory. You guys are the best. Thanks for coming along. Next up, Andy Maxfield. Why don't we sign Villanueva? The guy is solid, won't cost much, and allows us to get a guy like Cosme or Radens later on and learn behind him for a year. I think Villanueva, the Steelers are good at letting guys go right before their expiration date. And I think Villanueva, with his age, and I understand that Villanueva came into the league late, except, I mean, being an Army Ranger, I'm sure puts a pounding on your body. So I think Villanueva might be spent. But league minimum, no guarantee on a starting job, maybe. Yeah, but I do like Cosme and Radens. Mano Giscus, Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers be the governor of Minnesota or play for the Vikings for one game? How long governor? So I say no for the Vikings game because screw it. Rodgers can be governor. I don't care. But let's neuter his power first. Bryden Lawson, Darisaw at 14, and trade Hunter to the Raiders for 17 pickup pay along with 48 future first and third. I mean, yeah, but that's like a quarterback haul. I don't know if the Vikings would get that for Daniil. Mano Giscus, what is with Minnesota first round corners? Is it hard not to blow your job? And so Hunter, parts of Xavier, Mike Hughes, and Gladney. It'd be what it'd be. Stanley Maros, top 3 favorite Lions players of all time, Packers or Bears? Lions will go Barry Sanders, Henry Thomas. See what I did there? And we'll go Chris Spielman. Chris Spielman's a dude. Actually, no. I'll go Mark Carrier instead of Henry Thomas. Bears. So Alan Page, Bobby Wade, and Bernard Berrien. Now, but Bears players, I will go Urlacher, Peanut Tillman, and Sweetness. I mean, how could you go wrong there? Packers, F them. Guess we'll go Ray Nitschke. Bill Curry, and Paul Hornung. No, why not? All right. Next up, Josiah Jenkins. What do you think is the best case realistic scenario for the Vikings on draft day? I think ultimately they go offensive lineman at 14. I think that the right guy will just fall into the laps, whether it's Slater, whether it's Jenkins, whether it's Darisaw, whether it's AVT. And then, I mean, the rest of their picks, they're free to do whatever the hell they want, basically. I mean, they could double down on offensive line, sure. Cornerback, safety, wide receiver, all plenty and plentiful, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. Aiden Herbert. Looking like Mac will get his old number back. Reed Ockwig, Kyle Trask, or Jamie Newman. Jamie Newman, that's not close. Jamie Newman, physical attributes. You do worry about accuracy with both of them, but Newman with the size and the arm. Trask, I mean, you love the intangibles, but how much of his production was the Dan Mullen / Urban Meyer, I guess, like offense? Where, a lot of manufactured plays, a lot of half-field reads. But Jamie Newman, I'm betting on potential. I really like Jamie Newman. Griffin Creer. Is there a legitimate chance we snag quarterback if Farley is there? I understand that it's limited this year because of the Rona still, but if they can medically check out his back and give him the green light, I would take Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley, if he didn't have those back concerns, would be the number 1 cornerback with a bullet pretty easily, so get him. Derpy, chances we draft offensive line now? Like at any point in the draft or at 14? I would say at 14, 60%. 60% O-line, 25% cornerback, 15% edge. Wait, that's 100 in it. I don't know, like 5% other. Doesn't add up. I don't care. Elliot Meechin. In hindsight, would you wish the Vikings had taken, who would you wish the Vikings had taken over Gladney? Well, Jalen Johnson is the easy answer. Same thing with Antoine Winfield. So, meh. Miles, NFC North record predictions. Vikings 17-0. Lions 9-7-1. Bears 6-10-1. Packers 0-17. Give or take. Rudy Peel. I personally think Caleb Farley is the number 1 cornerback in the draft, but I think Surtain is a better overall defensive back as a pro day. I've always thought you make a better safety. What thoughts? Now, if you're taking Surtain, keep him at cornerback. Like maybe down the line as he gets older, maybe safety, but he certainly could play safety. He's got that skill set, but I think he's a damn good cornerback as well. But yeah, Farley, if you can get past the medical stuff, if you think he's going to be good, go ahead. Zach Biles paid Daniil, agree. Elliot Meechin, where do you think Teddy will end up? He might end up in Chicago, competing with Andy Dalton. Just pay both of them $10 million a year. That's funny. Denver will make some sense. It does have some experience with Pat Shurmur, although he played one game with Shurmur, that Bengals game. But him and Drew Lock, since the Broncos may be out of contention for a top quarterback at 9 now, barring a trade up. Maybe Atlanta. Maybe New Orleans finds a way to get him back. Where I don't know if they're sold on Jameis long term, and Sean Payton obviously had some straight up success with Teddy. Tristan Bailey, favorite breakfast restaurant and meal? Huh. So I don't really have a breakfast spot because, I mean, we just make breakfast at home. But I don't know, like, if you're traveling in places that has a breakfast buffet, that's really hard to screw up. Like, the bacon, the eggs, the sausage. You're good. Nate Marhula, who will the Vikings F this draft up and draft all defensive backs? Or will the Vikings? Probably not. I'll bet against it. Put $1 against. There you go. All right, so that's it. You guys are the best. Thanks for coming along. That's the Daily Jeromes live stream for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Skull production value.